Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Channel Your Light, Own Your Intuitive. This is a message for the Earth Angel Collective. Now, somebody is integrating their wings. Where I don't even know where to begin with this message. I want to start with the imagery or the vision of an Earth Angel who is lying down. And it's almost like the Earth Angel has been knocked down. And the song playing is, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. I get knocked down. So there's like this understanding for whoever this portion of the angelic collection that is on the earth plane right now. In everyday experiences, you likely have felt knocked down a lot. I also feel like I need to tell you that you respond to SOS messages. You have been to places where there are shadows and densities and darkness and not really understanding why. None of this has ever been a punishment. You were an angel in training, and earth angels must go through a training period of the experiences on the earth plane that many encounter. In addition, I want to talk about an earth angel who's no longer in form anymore, who actually entered into places and experiences that many on the earth plane would judge or deem as negative, like can't even fathom an earth angel would be on that journey or go in that place. And addiction is coming up really strong. So for example, I actually know of specific earth angels who that is their soul's core frequency in essence, who enter into pathways of addiction, of deep shadow, not because they're there to learn necessarily the lessons of it, although they do. They're actually there to illuminate and spread out a frequency, an angelic frequency of unconditional love, support, hope, and strength for those in the shadows of those experiences. We're going to go to a lot of places here. This is because an Earth Angel Collective core frequency is being activated. Activating an Earth Angel frequency. I also want to talk about empathy in this aspect as well. Empathy, an empath, is somebody who utilizes that pathway of intuitive guidance and sensory abilities for personal growth, personal power, to understand who they are. But there's also the empathic earth angel who you don't have empathy because you feel other people's feelings and you're taking on other people's feelings. You will have felt like you have been doing that, and that is a burden that you have experienced in this journey. But you're actually activating other people's deep emotions that they are not able or capable. I feel like I said this in another channel. This little piece here, are not able or capable. These are all different dynamics, nuances, pieces, and parts of the puzzles of each of the Earth Angel Collective's journey. That role, that time, that prep period, that training ground has actually come to a close. And right now you're in, I'm hearing purgatory for somebody on here. You might feel like you're in purgatory, or somebody placed you in purgatory, or somebody's projected that level onto you. Sometimes earth angels in the experiences, because they're not fully comprehending or aware of all the dynamics that are going on, and that is also divinely guided and planned to protect their energy, to ensure they stay in the mission. And side note, let's share some of the ways we know we're on a mission here that defy logic. We're going to do that too. I feel like we could go 1,000 different places, like pew, 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 pew. So I just want to kind of recognize, honor, and have awareness that when I'm talking about the Earth Angel Collective, you will either resonate as an Earth Angel, you will have questioned if you were an Earth Angel. Some of you will have been repeatedly told you have a very angelic frequency, a very healing energy. Maybe people call you or perceive you in that way. Maybe some of you just have this knowing. Maybe some of you walk around knowing you got wings. Maybe some of you walk into scenarios and suddenly see your wings expand when somebody comes at you. This is so interesting. The reason that we've got all these ding, 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 these different aspects that I'm picking up on is because they're all relevant and part of different earth angel souls and the experiences that they've had. Again, I do not care what your experience has been, not because I do not care about you or your journey, but I say this in the context that it doesn't matter what area that you have come from. You're in a mode of deep soul healing, deep releasing, great revelations. I'm seeing the eagle and the hawk. Great understanding of the overarching purpose of it all. You must see this factor in order to relinquish your thoughts about your experience in the limitations that you're thinking or feeling them, in order to open to that higher perspective of the perfection of your life, the purpose of your life, the training periods. Like, think about it. I get knocked down, but I get up again. That is somebody who is fearless, who knows it doesn't matter how far I go down. It doesn't matter if you push me down. I'm just gonna get back up. For those of you who have experienced that, you're about to realize, holy shit, you have a lot of power and strength, because you've been knocked down 100 times and you have gotten up every time. And every time you have gotten up, you have developed a greater strength and a greater wisdom. You are always protected because you are the protection. Side note, Earth Angel, you are always protected because you are the protection. And this defies what many will categorize as an angel or a frequency or the angelical realms. I have the Seraphim coming in now. We attune to hierarchies not because one is better than another, but simply because different souls play different roles. For example, if we need an earth angel who is to embed an angelic frequency in some of the darkest places, we need them to go there fully immersed in the experience, to understand what humans are going through, to understand those experiences. This develops compassion and empathy. The Earth Angel Collective. This is a Seraphim. I'm being told to really amplify this for somebody. This is not part of a hierarchy. It doesn't have an individual label. It just feels like divine, holy fire. It is neither masculine nor feminine. It does not have a form. It is the formless energy from which all forms take form from and walk out of. This is only specific to the Earth Angel Collective. Some of you are being asked at this time to integrate, to embody your wings and begin to trust the feelings that you've had or the knowings that you've had. For others of you Earth Angels, you are being asked to relinquish and allow the miracle of healing that you hold within you to be received by you, to be given to you by releasing all that's come before it. This is a new era, a new dawn, a new age, which means you are in a new role and a new identity. And everything up until this point will simply be fodder, food for nurturing and nourishment. You will come to a level where there is no judgment to another, whether dark or light, in shadow, in pain, in sorrow. You will only see the compassion for the soul's experience to its detriment and to its height. Earth angels often see the best in others. I have another side note message for somebody, and it's a message for the one who holds the highest timeline, the timeline keepers, the highest timeline keepers. This is not the man timeline keepers or the control factor keepers or the duality keepers. That's not who that message is for. We're going to dive into that probably after this one, because I got a little bit of time here, so let's utilize it. Let's direct the energy. Earth angels often have this energy about them that's not just healing, but people are drawn to it. But Earth angels can often feel like all they draw in is negativity. We do not send the greatest hearts only to where all the other greatest hearts are. We send our greatest hearts to the place where the greatest heart, love, hope, faith, connection, and healing is needed to restore the hearts that have become so fractalized they've forgotten that they're a heart at all. They're always whole, but the Earth Angel angelical consciousness and frequencies allows those in those fragmented, broken pieces of the heart to suddenly recognize that every fragment is a part of the whole, and their heart is not broken. It's not separate. Just the different pieces haven't come back together. And somebody's angelic frequencies brings hearts back together. It dissolves the separation between the fragments. In fact, this Earth Angel whoever you are, you're able to take all the broken fragments, see the overview of all of them, what each fragment represents, and slowly and gently bring them back together. And when you bring them back together, darling, you don't bring them back together in the same way that they were before. You actually add in pieces. It reminds me of that that Japanese wisdom way where when a glass becomes broken, a vase, and they put it back together with the golden ray frequency. That is a really tangible example of what this earth angel does. And there's a number of you who are doing this, and I don't really think you realize it. And I don't think people recognize you either, whoever that one is for. People don't recognize this is what you're doing. This earth angel collective, your ability to sense and empathy is not actually drawn from your experiences or your high sensitivities of being able to feel other people's emotions in that empathic state or the body. Kindness for other human beings is your core frequency. That is your core. It will never go away. You can take the path of empathy, and all of you will at some way, shape, or form, because that's how you are able to monitor, access, understand, and be able to integrate or be able to touch another soul in the experience that they're in. There is actually a huge chunk of the collective that are earth angels on the earth plane at this time. The collective is far greater than anyone perceived. And this is exciting. Where else are we going with this, Spirit? I'm hearing knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so they're saying the SOS, go back to the SOS. So the message for this earth angel is, you've spent your life getting people's SOSs, and it makes you feel like you're not really in your energy, like you're getting pulled to all these different places. I'll give you an example of this just from my own real-time experience as just a facet of who I am and part of the journey and what makes me me in some way, shape, or form. So I will actively do things like know that I have to walk down a certain street, but I can't walk down it until this time of the day. And when I get there to the street, I'll see a random stranger walking across, and I know that I'm going over there because they've called out and I'm there to answer the call. And I just share a message with a random stranger. That is kind of like a regular everyday example. This type of an earth angel, if you've been feeling like you've been getting everybody's SOS calls and not quite in your own energy, that has been part of your role that you have played out. You needed to have a certain identity. You needed to not be totally centered in your own energy in order to answer the SOS calls. This is because divinity has been flowing through you, and that was simply a time frame in life. We've come to the time, friends, in the great shift in the awakening, where the energies have aligned for those roles to be released, and you're no longer being summoned by others to go to their SOSs. You're now holding your own frequency because you've learned all that you needed to learn. You've understood the underpinnings of it. We're coming to the time of revelations where you get to stand in your own divine energy, and instead of going to people, you're now standing and they will come to you as they need you. This is not something that you need to reach for. You simply need to stand in your angelic frequency. But first you must accept it. But first you must hold it. But first you must see it plainly and clearly with great simplicity. Again, there are some of you who can't even fathom that an earth angel walks a plane. You can't even fathom that that might be you. Maybe that's too great. Maybe that's too amazing. Like, I can't be that. But make no mistake, darling, you are. Your humbleness, your humility, your genuine core frequency of kindness, that if somebody's hurting, of course you're wanting to help them. If somebody needs something and clearly nobody is helping them, an earth angel is going to be the one that goes there. It's an earth angel who protects another without needing anything in reciprocity, but simply acknowledging that, this person needs that. Some of you earth angels are inserted into a lot of lack, scarcity, shadow, anger. I'm hearing we send our greatest hearts to the places where the greatest heart is needed to restore. We send our greatest angels to the places. We send our greatest angels to the places where hope and faith have been lost. We send our greatest angels to fight battles, not of swords, but of heart, but of love, but of a frequency that transcends and permeates and dissolves and transmutes the separation, the fear, the hopelessness, and the sorrow. There are a great many earth angels on this plane, and they are not necessarily who one might expect them to be. Earth angels, you will feel you have played many roles. There's so much here, you guys, that I feel like low battery. That's so funny. You might feel like you're at a low battery. You're exhausted right now. They're saying that an earth angel must be continually tapping in at this point in time to their divine connection every day. Every day you must cultivate that. Every day you must find a state of replenishment for a moment. You cannot serve from the place that you were serving before because it was part of that training grounds to hold an angelic frequency here on earth, but also to understand the earthly experiences. I also want to say, I have a very specific message for a very specific earth angel. The time has come to spread your wings, to reduce the fear to ashes, to hold great compassion for those that come to you, for a great angel. A great angel walks amongst us. Interesting. This great angel walks amongst us and went to some of the darkest of places. The angel embodied the darkness. But this is the trickster in its exalted energy. The angel only embodied the energy because the energetic frequency is powerful enough to begin to expand the light from the inside out, to permeate its own vessel, transmuting all that shadow. And those that sent the angel to the shadow or felt they drew it in come to a delicate and a truthful surprise that will rock the collective. I'm not to touch on this energy anymore. I am only to pull the curtain back slightly. It is only to be a fleeting knowing, to anchor the other earth angels in their activation. All things for good. All things for evolution. All shadow for illumination of light, revealing, uncovering, mastering. Indeed, a great angel walks amongst us, and very few perceive them, as it should be. All angels fulfill their roles, and many roles have ended. That's because a new role is beginning. Let go of all other things. Embrace and embody your divine angelic self. That is angelic and human. It is the perfect match and merge, is it not? I also see somebody like getting used to it. Maybe you have a couple pains in your back that are random, that come out of nowhere, but then they go away. But they happen simultaneously with moments you're taking back your power. So I need to be specific about that. Sometimes when we are an angel, an earth angel, that core frequency, that soul group is taking back their power or learning to take up space or expanding their truth, their energy now moving out to take up space, to create more matter, to move more matter, to have a greater I want to say grounding, responsibility, knowing they can finally outstretch their wings. You may find a little bit of pain in the upper back in those areas. I'm here seeing a chicken wing. When you get over your chickens and you start to take back your power and you're facing it, there will be a pain around the chicken wings. And the pain is not an indicator that something is negative is happening. The pain is an indicator you are actually moving, growing, and expanding out your angelic wings. This is a spiritual, metaphorical energy that I am depicting, describing, illuminating, and moving with in this moment. This is because the chicken wing, I call it chicken wings. Not everybody does. Obviously, that's not the name for that anatomy. But anyways, I'm sure all of you get it, chicken wing. Notice it's a chicken wing. You get pains in the chicken wing when the chicken, the buck, 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 the chicken releases itself. That is so funny that just came through. And I'm actually seeing Chick-fil-A, the rooster, whatever it is on the Chick-fil-A sign. I'm not sure why. Maybe you like that food. Maybe you eat that food. Maybe you just had it. I don't know why that's coming in, but it is. And I'm also seeing on the opposite end of the spectrum, one of you actually have a chicken coop. I'm seeing the chicken wire that goes around, and I'm seeing them in there, and it's beautiful. And those are confirmations for very specific earth angels for you who have questioned this part of you, despite having it pop up at different places or having a feeling, because it's more than a feeling. It's guiding you. It's bringing you to your truth and your resonance. So when our chicken wings, where we haven't had or felt powerless or been afraid, like chicken associated with afraid, and chicken crosses the road is a very specific message for a very specific soul on here. Blonde hair, when the chicken crosses the road, my mom discovers that she was the angel all along. That is I know exactly who that's for, and I know that you will receive that, and I love you, and I adore you. Never stop being you, and just be you. Wow, I did not see that coming. I have the initial J for somebody on here as well, just as a double, triple, quadruple, 1000%. Could we make it any more obvious? Yes, that's you, says Spirit. Yes, that's you. Accept it, embrace it, understand why you love humanity so much. Understand why you love people so much. Understand why when people suffer, you feel that suffering. Estoy en la cura. Spread your wings. Integrate, embody them. Embrace them. I feel somebody's heart chakra. Whoever this message is for, I know you are watching this. I know your heart is expanding. I know great healing happens through you because you are the healing. And listen, the chicken has crossed the road. The chicken has crossed the road. The wings have been expanding. They are so proud of you. It's time for you to be proud of you. Message for an earth angel and an earth angel collective, suddenly understanding who they are, why they are, and what they are. And thus begins an entirely new journey. Oh. And it feels exciting. It feels bubbly. I'm hearing jubilee. There's a jubilee. There's a celebration. This time of year is significant as well. I'm hearing Diwali right now. We've entered Diwali. That season and that cultural celebration and the deep meanings of it, that's also part of this jubilee. We are not just there are many earth angels emanating and radiating in those pockets of the collective as well. There is no place on the earth that earth angels have not been placed. I also have a message for a shaman who I'm seeing this shaman. It's time. A message from the shaman, but also for a shaman, that it is time and the prophecies are in play. No matter which way you weave the prophecy, know that they all are the same. They speak to the same thing, of unity, of oneness, of healing, of elevation, of the transcendences of consciousness into higher realms. They're showing me 4 layers that were once layered on top of each other, making one, are now being spread out. So each of the 4 layers can be discerned, understood, and clearly seen by more souls than one could ever fathom. It cannot be stopped. This has always been part of the plan. Wow. I'm hearing intel with that. I see the word truth. I see a bullseye in the room, and I don't just see the bullseye, I see an arrow straight in it, in the center. 100% accuracy is what is coming through with that. So, my friends, Earth Angel Collectives, just be willing to receive the miracle, understanding who you are, and you can just choose to let it all go, surrender, release it, so that you may step into your new role. The Earth Angel Collective in consciousness has been activated. Friends, let me know if this is your message. It will be for many. I'm so grateful you are here. So let's shift. And sending you all so much love. For those of you who are new here, my name is Erin. For those of you who wish to connect with me above and beyond, dive deeper and get some guidance where you need it, or if you're feeling lost, please feel free to connect with me at my website, erinchandler.com. You can book private sessions. You can do some of our courses. There's more courses being added. You can check out our live events. You can peruse the goddess activations. Whatever you choose, whatever your pleasure, my friends, is what I want to say to that. Repaired, replenished, healed, hold, downloaded. I'm hearing downloaded, uploaded, whatever you want to call it. And this is just where we're at. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the wheel is turning and being part of that wheel turning and being on the wheel that turns and being the reason the wheel is turning. Until next time, beautiful souls.